Today I would like to show you how you can create, just by hand knitting, a nice and very quickly makeable sleeping blanket or sleeping carpet for your cat or dog. This small one is created for the cat, and yeah, how you can see it better like this. That's the other side. It's very easy to make it. The size of the blanket is about 42 to 40 centimeters. Remember, you will need about 500 grams of Chunky Merino wool for this knitting. Check the info I left in the description of this video, please. If you are interested to try it out, follow up the next steps. I will show you every single step how to make it. So let's begin. Take your yarn. See, it's soft and big. I have it in a nice ball. But let's open it. Like all of, you will have it either in the ball or in some other form, but do as I do now. Open all of it and put on the table. Open it so that it's easier for you to work with it. Because yarn is not spunned, if you pull it stronger, it can split. So here we are. Now we're gonna start to knit. So put the yarn over the tail of it, like it creates like round, and take your hands through it and pull the yarn through and tighten the knot what we created right now, and see if it's done correctly. You should be able to pull this side very softly and adjust your knot you just created. I usually keep it like 5-6 centimeters long. And let's continue by pulling the yarn through this knot, and like this you continue knitting. Let's do another one. 2. Now we have 2 of them. The third, we're gonna do the third. Pull the yarn through. Okay, 1, 2, 3. And just like this, continue. Don't worry if it doesn't look perfect, all the knots. Let's count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So now we're gonna get to another line. Now we are getting to knit our second line. Check that we don't pay attention that we don't knit the first knot. We start to knit with the second one, just right here. And again, pull your yarn through the knot we just create and continue like this. Now and just check where you take your next knot. Take a look. Next wave, next knot here, and so just here. So now let's see, one more. One, two, three, four, five, 6 and 7. Totally we will need 7 knots to be knitted. Okay, let's knit another line. First one we don't knit, we start to knit with the second and follow like we did just in the second row. Just pull the yarn through, check that it's not twisting. Just continue knitting. Very easy, very quickly. And we knit the last knot. Remember, we don't knit the first one, but the last one we knit. Yeah, so. And again, check how many knots. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 we have. And again, first one we don't knit. We start to knit with the second knot. And again, as before, just take your yarn through, leave some 5-6 centimeter big knot, and don't worry if one knot becomes a bit bigger than the other. The tension, you will get used very quickly how to create the tension. Yeah, and remember to knit the last knot, and again check that we have 7 knots together. So like this looks the sides if you've done everything correctly. And again, don't knit the first knot, start knitting with the second one. And let's continue. Smoothly take the yarn through. It should flow very easy because we opened the yarn before we started to knit. So, yeah. And the last knot, see how quickly we are finishing the line. And again, first one we don't knot. And we continue knitting just with the following knots. And we will make a couple of lines more. And we are almost done with the blanket. Last, don't twist here as well. Be sure that it's like, see, like easy and smoothly looking to use this knot. Yeah, then the sides will become nice and beautiful. So again, check that we have still 7 knots on. Remember not to knit the first knot, but all the other ones, make sure that you knit them all through. Okay, soon we are done with the next line. It goes amazingly quickly. That's what I love, this hand knitting, that it goes really quick. And the yarn is soft on the touch, so it's really enjoyable. Again, don't knit the first knot, start with the second one. Just as before, nothing new. we are knitting few lines more. And again, check that you do everything smoothly. And knit the last knot and count again that you have all the 7 knots, that you didn't lose no one. You can roll it a bit if it becomes too big for your table. And let's continue knitting. And again, you didn't knit the first knot, but you started just with the second knot, and then you knit every single knot on your way. Okay, almost done. Don't forget the last knot to knit, because it's usually hanging a bit more down. And let's get one more time back there. One more line, exactly the same way. Knit all the knots except the first one, and don't forget the last knot, which is hanging down on the side a bit more. And I guess we go back just one more time. Don't knit the first knot, start with the second one. And let's go. Yep, we are almost there. See, just few minutes and we almost done our pet carpet. So let's see, knit the last knot. Okay, let's check how many lines we knitted. Let's do it either on the sides. On the sides it should be 5 lines, but if you count it on the pet carpet, all the lines we knitted, it should be totally 10 lines. We're gonna knit one more line. Okay, knit also the last knot. And one more time back. That one, the first knot we don't knit, as you already learned. Go back with the knitting. And this will be our last lining. And soon we're gonna start to close our knitting. Let's check how many lines we have. On the side, it looks like this: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And now we have to finish our pet bed by tearing off the knitting. Take 2 of loops and now knit through both of these loops. And again, next loop, you have 2 loops on your hand, knit through them and follow with the next one same way. 2 loops, knitting through. Next one, 2 loops and knit through. And 2 loops and knit through. My yarn is finishing very soon, but somehow I will manage to knit the last loop, because now you pull all your yarn just through. Okay, and now the last step, we have some tails left at the beginning and at the end of our work. So part now yarn in half and let's create some knot here. Take one of this half around in the close knitted parts, just right here, and secure it with making a knot, but be sure not to pull this knot too hard because it can break. And now just these leftovers, hide in the texture, in the pattern of our knitting, just like this. Pull it behind here and there, and the other side, pull it to some other direction and hide it behind the knitting. And so this part is done, and we're gonna do very similar with the yarn we have at the beginning of our project. So again, part it to two halves, and here you can make a knot just right here because we already have the starting knitting knot just at the beginning of knitting. And again, hide the leftovers just behind your knitting and try to pull them to different directions. If you will pull them and hide them in the same places, then it can make your project, your carpet to look too big. So try different directions and soon you will be done. Just the last touch-ups. Check that it looks nice, that it's following the pattern, and hide it just right there. And the last tail, put it in the middle of the bed. So, congratulations! The bed is done. It looks like this, soft and nice. And these are the sides. Nice, beautiful. And other side of the carpet. So, you are done. Remember that your final size of the blanket can vary a bit even if you follow all the instructions, because the tension of the knitting still is a very individual to every knitter. By the way, same way as we just knitted this pet carpet, you can knit bigger one and have a blanket just for yourself. Simply add extra knots to your project. Based on what you just knitted, you can easily calculate how many knots you're gonna need for some size of the blanket you would like to build. You can see the blanket I knitted from the same merino wool. It's soft, it's warm, and it's cozy. If you enjoyed this hand knitting, I'm finding it very relaxing, and I like that the project becomes ready in really few minutes, and you can create amazing, stylish thing, not just for your cat, but also for you to have it anywhere in the house. It looks really cozy and really luxury. And about Chunky Merino Wool, because it's made from Chunky Merino Wool, it's natural material. it's breathing well, it's not collecting dust as the other materials. About that one I will explain you in some other videos a bit more. But if you like it, creating this sleeping carpet, I encourage you to go for next step. I created my own design for a sleeping bed for the cat or small dogs. Of course, you can follow up the same technique and to create even something for bigger dogs, just simply using more yarn and taking extra stitches. And again, it's created just by your hands from merino wool, from Chunky Merino Wool. Less than 1 hour. I created it in half an hour. Maybe first time when you do it, it can take 40 minutes for you, because you have to follow up also the videos and to see what I'm doing next. But I created a short step-by-step guided online course where is recorded videos with every single step I'm doing, step-by-step guide in my online course. As the students which already were creating the pet bed from this online course, they did it successfully and they said that it's easy to make. So I encourage you to try it out on your own and make your cat happy, make your dog happy. My cat, for example, likes to sleep in this bed even in very hot summer days when the sun is shining directly on the bed. He's still enjoying it. I encourage you to try it out by your own. If you are interested, then check the description of this video and you will find the link where you can find my course. And happy knitting!